I've been invited by the Silicon Valley Latino group to become the creative director for the organization and for the magazine. We're currently are wanting to elevate the look and feel of not only the brand but also of the magazine, and we've been hard at work for the last I'd say the last 2 months at least. We've been working on looking at all the material that needs to be created and see where we're going to go with it. What is a Silicon Valley Latino? Okay, what is that? What does that mean? And what we want to do is hopefully answer that question through this magazine, through this effort, so that we can create and establish answer for what is a Silicon Valley Latino. We're all a part of that. Everybody that lives and breathes in the San Francisco Bay Area have been a part of this great movement that was started back in the early 70s by people coming out of Stanford University, and they had this idea to get this to provide us, all of us, with tools that would support us in helping us to get our tasks done, our daily lives, whether it would be personal aspects of our lives or business aspects of our lives. All the tools that have been generated and developed in the Silicon Valley in the last 38 years, 40 years or so, have always been an effort to make our lives better. And so what we want to do with the Silicon Valley Latino magazine, for instance, is that we want to portray the professional aspects of what it means to be a Silicon Valley Latino.
We've been doing some branding for companies and small businesses. And so what are some of the things that they would come to you for?
Well, we can take any company and provide them with the necessary tools that they need to brand themselves and to market themselves, so that they can go out into the world and be successful at what they're wanting to do and what products or services they're looking to sell. We can help them to basically, I like to think about it this way, is that we provide the visual magic that they need in order to be successful.
How critical is having a logo? I know so many different companies do not have a logo, and then I've seen so many people and companies who do, and it really does set them apart, and it really does make a difference. And just like with the Apple, I mean, definitely it's a brand that we recognize. And so what can a logo do, or that visual magic that you're talking about, do for one of our viewers that is watching and contemplating working with us?
Well, a logo will, number one, give you a signature, just like the signature that you write your name with gives you an identity. A logo does the same thing. It gives you an identity. It gives you a signature. It provides a visual identification of yourself, of your company, of your services, whatever it might be. And it's a very important tool that can really help in terms of recognition in the world. We are constantly bombarded with images coming from all different walks of life and from everywhere. You can imagine these images appear. If you walk out into the street, into a busy intersection, busy business area, you'll see, all you have to do is just look up and see all the noise that's coming at you. So having a mark that's very simple, clean, to the point, and that offers brand recognition of who you are as a company would be the objective. Obviously, to create a symbol that's simple enough, but yet captures the imagination, it retains the notion of that image to that person, so that next time that they see it, oh yeah, they go, oh yeah, that's Apple, because now the Apple logo is on every product that Apple sells, and it's very easily recognizable. It's probably the most recognizable mark in the world today. So it is very important because it helps you basically sell yourself.
What would you advise to one of our emerging SVLs who's watching? What would you advise them as far as, allowing themselves to release and to unleash that creativity and to continue pursuing their creativity?
Well, passion. I think passion has to be in the midst of anybody that has a strong desire to pursue anything in their life. They have to use that passion and that energy, that inertia that's within them, and to unleash it. Mm-hmm. But sometimes you have to learn how to unleash it, and that sometimes requires that you take on some formal education for yourself. There's a lot of artists that have made it without a formal education, but in today's world, having an education is certainly one of those benefits for your career. It's not the total as for being an artist, as an artist or as a graphic designer. What's most important is your work. Your credential is important, but really your work is paramount. And your work has to come from within, and you have to exercise that. Just the same way that you would go out and exercise to lose weight, you want to exercise so that you can release the energy that's there and explore. Also, exploration is a wonderful thing. Don't be afraid that something didn't come out the way it did. Give it another shot. A lot of times when I paint, for instance, I'll paint over the top of a painting that I've finished, and it takes a lot of guts to do that. But and you have to trust that the end result is going to be something that's going to materialize to be something very rewarding and satisfactory for you. But you have to explore. So exploration is very important as well. I would say that you have to dedicate your life to it. You have to give it a lot of time, and see as much of the world as possible, so that you can bring in that world into your life and then play it out in your work.
Very cool. So thank you so much, Carlos. It was a pleasure to have this interview with you and to learn so much about you. Stay tuned for our next issue to see all the different surprises that we have in store for you. And come on over, leave us a comment, and we look forward to our next interview. Thank you, Carlos.
Thank you.